You know, sometimes being a Hollywood icon doesn't always come with fame and fortune. You get one or the other, but not both. Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I'm Nate, and today we're breaking down the top 10 celebrities that went broke overnight. Number 10, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay is a jack of all trades. She acts, sings, dances, writes, and is even the queen of her own business empire. Despite all of this though, the former Disney star and Hollywood bad girl has a net worth of just $500,000. Why? Well, apparently she loves to take nice long vacations. Like all the time. Lohan was almost forced to declare bankruptcy a few years ago. As we all know, she fell out of the mainstream and began a very public battle with substance control issues. This left Lindsay in the low six-figure range, which somehow makes her poor by Hollywood standards. Eventually, she entered rehabilitation and kicked her bad habits right into oncoming traffic. It wasn't until she posed for Playboy and opened up about her life on Oprah Winfrey's talk show that her finances began to stabilize and her career is slowly on the rise once again. Here's hoping to a Freaky Friday sequel. I checked that out. Number 9, Brendan Fraser. Canadian treasure Brendan Fraser got his big break after auditioning for a film in his early 20s as a way to make some extra money before going off to college. He never made it to school though, and instead he was picked up by an agent launching his career. Brendan appeared in several blockbuster hits between 1990 and 2015, such as Journey to the Center of the Earth, The Mummy franchise, and my personal favorite, Looney Tunes Back in Action. This movie is so unhinged, please watch it, I love it. Suddenly around the mid-2010s, Brendan appeared to vanish from Hollywood entirely, only appearing in small roles in indie flicks or in TV shows like when he played Robot Man in DC's Doom Patrol. As we know now, Brendan's seclusion was the result of poor mental health following an altercation with the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press, Philip Burke, in which Burke touched Brendan Fraser inappropriately and without consent. This on top of a lengthy divorce left Brendan penniless and depressed. Thankfully though, this story has a very happy ending, as not only did he begin speaking out publicly about his experience, but thanks to his success and acceptance from the world, he was asked to audition for the role of leading man Charlie in the Oscar-nominated film The Whale, for which he won the award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Here's hoping that this is just the beginning of the next chapter of his long Hollywood career. Number 8, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's been scaring kids and yelling about cookies since the late 1980s, starring in multiple critically acclaimed films like Beetlejuice, Hunt for Red October, and Glengarry Glen Ross. Over the past couple of years, Alec has been working on a little movie called Rust that hasn't really been able to reveal too much about its plot due to the situation surrounding Alec and one of its cinematographers, Helena Hudgens. Her life was accidentally taken from her after a firearm was used on set by Alec that contained live rounds instead of blanks like most prop firearms are supposed to. After a lengthy court battle, it was determined that Alec and the prop master Hannah Reed would be charged with involuntary manslaughter. While the prop master pleaded guilty and accepted the charges, Alec fought back and was in a highly expensive and lengthy court battle that has left him with just under $3 million. Thankfully for him, the court recently informed him that the charges were being dropped as the situation prompted a discourse on occupational safety in the film industry, the treatment of its employees, and the use of real firearms as props on set. Number 7, Nick Cage. Nick is one of those celebrities that you just can't put your finger on. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he a vampire? Who knows? The answer to these questions will be debated until the end of time. At one point in his career, the answer seemed to be good, as in 2009 alone, he made over $40 million, starring in crime drama Bad Lieutenant and the hit sci-fi thriller Knowing, alongside Rose Byrne and Liam Hemsworth. Nick's tale of woe is self-inflicted, as this man took every penny he made and used it for fun stuff. He bought horses, mansions, cars, even rare historical artifacts that surprisingly do not include the Declaration of Independence. Unless he stole it or something and just didn't tell anybody about it, that would not be surprising. By the end of the 2000s, Nick saw no money in his pockets. He was forced to sell several of his shiny new things that he just purchased, and he actually owed the IRS over $6 million. His career is still going strong, and he has even begun to take a tip upward with the critical success of his new dark comedy Renfield, in which he plays the Prince of Darkness himself, Dracula. Such a fun movie, literally, go watch it. Despite the work, he has taken a significant pay decrease and has remained in the red to this day. Number 6, Loni Willison. Loni was a model in the early 2000s, appearing on the cover of several health and fitness magazines such as Glam Fit, Glamour, and Iron Man. In 2018, she was spotted living on the streets of LA after years of being hidden from the public eye following her divorce from former Baywatch star Jeremy Jackson. Loni alleges that an altercation took place one night when they had been indulging in some adult beverages, in which Jackson attempted to lay his hands on Loni. The violent altercation left her shaken and in need of somewhere to ago. Unfortunately, the divorce from Jackson left her with basically nothing, which seems to have forced her to live on the streets and scrounge for food. Recent photos show Loni with bruises on her hands from rummaging all day, and she is unrecognizable in her attire. Thankfully, some justice was delivered when Jackson was kicked off of Celebrity Big Brother for exposing a fellow housemate's bare chest to the cameras. Subsequently, he was cancelled by the entire UK and is now out of work for the rest of his life. Here's hoping this gives Loni the hope to break out of her situation and return to that glam fit status. Number 5. Melanie B. Spice up your life and check out this next entry. Mel B was just one of the 5 women responsible for creating some of the most iconic pop songs of all time that we still love to dance to the moment it comes on our speakers. The Spice Girls were a popular singing group from the UK formed in the early 90s. They quickly rose to fame with hits like Wannabe, Spice Up Your Life, and Say You'll Be There. You would think that with all that fame, you would certainly come fortune, right? Well, we've got one word for you: divorce. She accumulated a massive net worth during her time with the crew, but unfortunately the majority of that cash vanished while she was married to film producer Stephen Belafonte from 2007 to 2017. The final blow came when Mel officially cracked and filed for divorce. In court, her husband blamed Mel for the financial loss due to her extravagant and affluent lifestyle. Hey man, she's a Spice Girl. She's allowed to spend her money however she wants. Get back behind your desk and zip it. Her Spice Girl earnings originally sat at a whopping $50 million, but currently only sitting closer to 6. It's still a lot of money, but certainly not what could and definitely should have been. Number 4, Billy Joel. He sung us a song as the piano man, and his brother stole all of his cash. Billy Joel is a world-famous musician behind some of the songs that are considered to be the greatest of all time. With hits like We Didn't Start the Fire and Piano Man, he has surely serenaded your heart over and over again. But despite his massive success, Billy's financial woes have been vast for a majority of his career. He's been forced to file for bankruptcy over 3 times throughout his career. While early on the issue stemmed from multiple messy divorces, in which his personal funds were essentially vacuumed away from him, his brother-in-law mismanaged his funds and stole money from Joel. All said and done, he ended up owing nearly $9 million in fees and payments that resulted in him being forced to go on world tour. Yes, he was forced to travel the world and sing for his fans. Okay, that sounds dreadful. Number 3, Mike Tyson. In 1997, Mike Tyson stepped into the ring with fellow heavyweight boxer Evander Holyfield. The two partook in a legendary battle that left Holyfield champion and missing part of his ear. That was because Mike had bitten it off in the middle of the fight, completely out of nowhere. This was the first of many times that Mikey would make headlines as his antics outside of the ring began to overshadow his skills as a fighter. Mike is another man who made millions and wasted it all having a good time really fast. At one point, his net worth was $400 million, but he spent all of it as he struggled with impulse control issues. Duh! He spent his money on whatever caught his eye, including a gold chain, for which he spent $173,706 on in Las Vegas. His spending habits eventually left him with over $23 million in credit debt and taxes, forcing him to file for bankruptcy. Eventually, he was able to scrape together some cash and now sits at a comfortable $10 million, which for some reason is considered poor. Like, come on, get me some, man. Number 2, Kanye West. Kanye is our go-to guy when it comes to controversial and universally despised celebrities. Before 2020, Kanye was on the rise and had become a full-fledged billionaire thanks to his multiple business ventures and successful music career. Things quickly took a turn for the worst when Kanye basically had a mental breakdown live on Twitter. He posted a series of homophobic and racially fueled tweets aimed at several orientations and races that left Kanye beyond broke. He was dropped by all clothing and shoe brands that carried his products, such as The Gap, Balenciaga, and of course Adidas, the heaviest of the blows. This combined with his production company putting a pause on any musical projects that he had been undertaking caused him to go from being in the billions to the low hundreds of thousands in one single tweet. And at number 1, Donald Trump. The former president and all-around human trash bag Donald Trump has recently returned to the news cycle in the best way possible. Following a long and strenuous investigation, it was revealed that Donnie was guilty of 37 counts of falsifying business documents and paying off his enemies to keep silent about his misdeeds. He paid Stormy Daniels to stay quiet about an affair. He paid off lawyers, reporters, so many people getting so much money from a man who was once considered to be the wealthiest real estate mogul in the United States. Well, Donnie didn't have a never-ending supply of cash, and he has officially gone bankrupt due to the court proceedings and fees that he's surely going to face. While it's not official just yet, Don Don has been teetering between broke and well off since he was kicked out of the office. Good luck in prison, Donnie. Invest in cup of soups. I heard it's a hot commodity in there. Those are the celebrities that went broke overnight. Who did we miss? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you stuck around to the end of this video, I just want to say hi. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy our content, just judo chop that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more. I hope the rest of your day is awesome, and we'll see you again soon.